Well, you could take a microscopic look at this game, and there are statistics galore, and we'll try not to give you too many because often they're very boring. But one that I like is the fact that Texas scores a touchdown every 13 plays, and Arkansas, the defense of Arkansas, allows a touchdown only in 105 plays, so something has to give.
The way of putting it is that all four of the Texas backs, their quarterback, fullback, and both halfbacks, are averaging right at 5 or over 5 yards per try. Bertelsen, the left halfback's averaging 7.6.
Well, this is going to be some afternoon. It started out, as you saw, college football today with Reverend Billy Graham and the Invocation, and the Texas band and the Arkansas band here. And now everybody's not only anticipating the kickoff, but the arrival of President Nixon. Our colleague is down on the sideline on that artificial turf, so we'll bring him in right now. Here's Bill Fleming.
Thank you, Chris. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we're going to introduce the offense for the Texas Longhorns. The tight end, number 40, Randy Peschel. The left tackle, number 50, Bobby Wunsch. Left guard, number 64, Bob Mitchell. At center, number 52, Forrest Wiegand. Right guard, number 66, Mike Dean. Right tackle, number 62, Bob McKay. At split end, number 88, Charles Spire. At left halfback, number 35, Jim Bertelsen. Right halfback, number 24, Ted Coy. Fullback, number 30, Steve Wooster. Quarterback, number 16, James Street. And the head coach, Darrell Royal. Now the defensive team of the Razorbacks at the University of Arkansas. Number 85, Bruce James. At left tackle, number 71, Gordon McNulty. At right tackle, number 61, Dick Bumpus. At right end, number 72, Nick Kersey. Left linebacker, number 59, Mike Pochetti. Middle linebacker, number 64, Cliff Powell. Right linebacker, number 53, Lynn Garner. Left halfback, number 24, Terry Stewart. Right halfback, number 18, Jerry Moore. The monster man, number 49, Bobby Field. The safety, number 36, Dennis Perner. And the head coach, Frank Boyle.
Pre-game activities have been concluded, and we'll be back for the opening kickoff here at Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Big crowd, and that means that Texas now will come out to its own 20-yard line, defending their #1 ranking in the nation with that offensive line, and it's probably the best offensive line in the nation, with a great backfield. From the 20, they're in white with burnt orange trim. The temperature is 39 degrees, but here we go. Inside, the quarterback is Street. Converging on Jim Bertelsen, number 35 from Hudson, Wisconsin, a host of Razorbacks, including Dick Bumpus, number 61, 72, Rick Kersey, fired to the far side. The wishbone tee in the backfield. A loose ball, and Arkansas has recovered. Ted Coy fumbled the ball. A first opportunity. There is President Richard Nixon arriving on the scene, and he didn't have an opportunity to see Texas fumbling on the second play from scrimmage. Arkansas recovered, and now they have the ball.
Arkansas will change the spacing of Burnett and Maxwell, the two inside backs, in an attempt to make the inside linebackers for Texas, Halsell and Henderson, cover them in the flat. As is usually the case in a game with tension high, Chris, the offense takes poise and balance, judgment. The defense comes in awfully high, and at the start of the game, the defense often can dominate, as they appear to be doing momentarily.
Now it's 3rd down and 10. From the 22 of Texas, Montgomery. Was he inbounds? Yes, he was. Inbounds at about the 2-yard line. John Reese. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is about a 20-yard play.
Let's watch it again in slow motion. This is Reese, the wide flanker down the field. Penny Lester moving right with Reese. Reese appears to be going for the flag route, but he turns a hard sideline break, makes the catch, and you can see his foot get Goes with him. It looked like he was going to run all the way into the end zone, but he made a beautiful, sharp sideline break. And this is the tough one to call. I'll let you call it this time. He goes high in the air for the ball. There's the ball in. And it's a very tough one to call. He called that he was inbound.
Second and goal, and Arkansas leads. Bill Burnett. Timeout at Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville, Arkansas, where the score is underdog Arkansas 7, Texas nothing. Game by way of videotape. Here it is.
This is the catch, and these are the things that make the difference sometimes between who wins and loses. You can see the ball now as it hits Reese's hands. He's diving for it, and watch where he lights. It's a fast play, but you make the decision, and it certainly does look as though he did hit out of bounds.
Texas has not passed yet. They've stayed on the ground. And there's Worcester. Worcester going across his own 25. Let's see where his forward progress was marked. It should be enough for the first down. And there's some more Texas might on the artificial turf going across the 35 was Steve Worcester, the fullback again, and he gets up to the 36, a 5-yard gain, 3rd and 4. Two scoring offense, averaging 44 points a game. 3rd and 4. Coy trying to get outside, and the 4 yards, did he? Second and 8. Jimmy Street. 32 yards rushing and 9 plays for Texas. 3rd and 2 at the Arkansas 49. And there you have Worcester appearing to get the first down. His forward progress stopped at about the 46. He only needed 2 yards on the play. Wishbone tee behind Street on 2nd and 8. Here's the first Texas pass. Cotton Spire. And Arkansas, Terry Stewart, number 24, intercepts.
Hesitating a little bit and then turning it on the fly pattern. Great defensive play by Terry Stewart to make the interception.
And the ball is at the 8-yard line, but of Arkansas.
And
3rd and 4. And throwing a beautiful block was Jerry Dussey, allowing Montgomery, who was trapped, to get more yardage. And finally, the Texas tackle by Bill Zapalak.
And converts to a first down.
From the 22 of Arkansas. And Montgomery really crossing up the Texas defense. Made the stop. And as you see, Arkansas has crossed its own 35-yard line. They're out to the 36. The stop. Let's see where the referee puts it down. Puts it down at just about the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd down and 13 as David Arledge and Greg Pletz make the stop. Recent series results, look at them. The 65 game, Arkansas winning it, as Texas was number 1 that year, just as they are here in 1969. Montgomery to Chuck Dicus, and Chuck Dicus is at the Texas 45. Maxwell, the setbacks behind Montgomery. Blocking now. No avail. Bill Atessis is number 77. And number 70 is Carl White for the Longhorns defense. Ball now ready to snap it to his quarterback, Bill Montgomery. 2nd and 16 from their own 49. A loose ball! And coming back to aid at a very opportune time was Chuck Dicus, number 20, who recovered the Montgomery fumble.
His linebacker Campbell is dropped off in front of him. Montgomery decides to run with the ball. Is hit. The ball is fumbled, and it's almost like a button hook pass as Dicus comes back to recover the fumble.
Causing that fumble was Carl White of Texas. Montgomery breaks away. Throwing across field to Dicus at the 30. He is to the 26 of Texas, and it's a first down for Arkansas. Fred Steinmark, the AstroTurf.
Let's watch it again in slow motion. Montgomery dropping back. Dicus on the right of the screen. Montgomery appears to have good protection. Dicus is hit here. Montgomery's looking for him. Montgomery is hit, shakes off. Dicus is knocked down. Montgomery is still rushed. Dicus is on the ground, as you can see, around the turf. And there comes the throw to him. Montgomery had hit him.
Back live from the 26 of Texas, first down, Arkansas. He's all alone. Touchdown, Chuck Dicus. A marker is down, a penalty flag. Interference called against the offensive team, and that is a bad break for Arkansas. Let's see it again, Bud.
Let's watch it again. Dicus was a wide receiver. He's breaking straight through on what we call the post pattern. The Texas safety man had moved up, and he's wide open. Montgomery makes, again, a perfect throw. And it was 6 points, but the 15-yard penalty nullified the Arkansas touchdown.
Now it's 1st and 25 for the Razorbacks. Reese to the far side. Dicus is out. Montgomery is rushed. David Arledge was one of them, number 89. Number 77, Villatessis. And the loss is back to the Arkansas 36. Nixon to the standing room only crowd. So we have the end of the first quarter, and the score is Arkansas 7, Texas nothing. President Nixon here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, at Razorback Stadium. Now at the beginning of the second quarter with Arkansas in the lead, 3rd and 6 for Texas at their own 45. And Worcester gets a yard, and the fired-up Arkansas defense led by Dick Bumpus. Also in 59, Mike Buschetti, Bud.
And the first quarter statistics, offensive plays about even, but Arkansas ahead. Arkansas has a total of 74 yards against a total of 52 for Texas.
Razorback Stadium, and a greeting to Colonel Sanders. That's a well-known face around the country.
Successful.
Number the Texas 37, Spire to the far side, first down. And Ted Coy is upended. What a defensive play by Lynn Garner, the coach ever to hit 100 victories. Now Spire to the near side of the field. It's a second down and 25. And Spire has it at his own 43.
Spire starting down the field. It was a sprint out pass. And there's the quick break. He put on a very...
Spire left. There he is. And if it's ruled an incompleted pass, it's a break for Texas. Eastern time, 4 Central. ABC's Wide World of Sports will be in Las Vegas, Nevada for live color coverage of the Sonny Liston, the Otis Martin 12-round bout, the preliminary bout featuring the Olympic gold medalist in the heavyweight division, George Foreman. That's Wide World of Sports at 5 Eastern time today. Let's call it their own 20. Chuck Dicus. He's having quite an afternoon, isn't he? Mike Campbell joined by Glenn Halsell on the tackle. That one for 15 yards. And Bruce Maxwell comes out of the backfield and moves upfield where Bill Zapolak trips him up. Gain of 8 yards, so it'll be second down and 2.
That's the stand-up draw that we mentioned earlier. Texas stopped it for a 1.5 yard gain the first time, but it's been the biggest average per try running play.
Maxwell and Burnett set behind Montgomery. First down, Arkansas. And Burnett. Arkansas leading 7-0 with 9 minutes and 44 seconds left in the first half. 3rd and 6. Pat Morris is split a bit. He's the tight end to the near side. Busting through first-year man Carl White of McKinney, Texas, number 70. Great defensive job, forcing the Razorbacks back to the 47 of Texas. 18, 1st and 10, Bertelsen to the far side as a flanker. Up the middle, Worcester, number 30.
And for the first time, Texas has broken their wishbone tee by putting the halfback out as a wide flanker beyond Spire.
Right in on the near side, number 40. And the option, finally stopped by 64 Cliff Powell, is Bertelson, number 35. Still need a yard. Did they get it? Worcester, they called on the fullback. It is close. 6 minutes, 58 seconds left in the first half. And that was Worcester, who wanted to move just a little bit faster. Spire at the bottom of your screen, 88. Ted Coy, 64. Cliff Powell again, and 49 was Bobby Field, the monster man.
Off with him and drove him back.
On the first down play from the 41, it was Worcester. Texas, nothing. Spire split left. And Jim Bertelson, who this year has had a great average after 9 games of nearly 8 yards per carry. And Ted Coy methodically gets the first down for the Longhorns. After a 3-yard gain to the 44, it's 2nd and 7 for Texas. There's Bertelson from Wisconsin coming to the 40-yard line. 3rd down and 3 for Texas at the Arkansas 40. And Ted Coy did not make it. Bringing up a 4th down is Bruce James. Yes, the home of the Razorbacks, the Hogs, hosting the Texas Longhorns today. And there is a most unusual headgear. For Texas now, they're going for it on 4th down and 2. It's the wishbone, backfield. Spire, spit to the near side. Gets the first down. Cliff Powell and Gardner had to move laterally very fast in order to come in on the play. And there you see it, a gamble paying off. But
and you always wonder what to go with on. Most people go with the straight-ahead, quick hitting play. That was the counter option, a very delayed play for Texas on 4th and short.
Line of scrimmage now is the 36 of Arkansas. And we have Mike Boschetti, making a lunging grab at the ball carrier on the play, Bertelson. And as you see, Bertelson moved across the Arkansas 35. A 2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8. The halftime music today, an interview with President Nixon. Jimmy Street, number 16. Bertelson, brought down by Stewart. And Randy Stout, 6'2", 250, is in the lineup for Texas, replacing Bobby Mitchell at left guard on a 3rd down and 6 now from the 32 of Arkansas. Yards per try, which is below their first 9-game average. Time that they've had to go for it. 3 receivers out, and that was Dennis Berner, number 36, who knocked it down on a pass intended for Bertelson. 35 points a game. They have a 2nd and 6 now at their own 36.
And Frank Royal's thinking if we make the first down, we can run the clock out, go to the dressing room with a 7-point lead at halftime.
That's a 3-yard gain, so it's 3rd down and 3 now. This is in the slot, number 20. And Bill Burnett proves that Frank Broyles and Bud Wilkinson think alike. With 13 seconds remaining in that first half. the length of a football. And the UP polls, Penn State undefeated, ranked second. Arkansas third. Gary Stockdale has his punt blocked. And covering it for Texas, number 80, Bill Zapalak. And Scott Henderson blocked the punt.
A great rush here. Up the middle. Blocked perfectly. And at this point, Texas had an opportunity perhaps to scoop it up and to run with it as the ball bounces. But not knowing that the clock was quite as close to being out, they downed the ball and the clock ran out. The offensive plays, Texas having run more plays, but the interesting statistic, total yards, 122 for Texas, 122 for Arkansas. You can't have it much closer than that. Interceptions and fumbles, Texas has had 2 bad errors, Arkansas no turnovers. Time of possession, Texas had the ball 15 minutes and 40 seconds against 14:20, so that's practically even also.
This is for the championship of the conference right here today. Gets a good kick, McClure, bringing it down at the 9. That is Spire. 15, 20, 25, 30. Coming outside. Gets away again. And there is a loose ball. Arkansas has come up with it. One of the boys near it was number 28, Price. And look at those Razorback fans. Number 70 for Texas, that is White, and Glenn Halsell, number 67, and Greg Pletz, number 31. There's the offensive line, which has done a fine job today for Arkansas. Haven't seen too much of number 88, the tight end, Pat Morrison, but he's been blocking.
You will later in the game.
He's been blocking, and so now it's a 3rd down and 10. And at the 42-yard line, David Arledge gets in on the quarterback. That's a loss of 5 yards, so it'll be 4th down and 15 as Bill Testry. '72, Rick Hersey on the option by the quarterback, and Mike Machete making the stop on street at the 28th, 5-yard gain. It's 3rd down and 2.
Great execution, fine faking by Worcester. But the Arkansas pursuit recovers so well that they're holding Texas to short games.
Again split to the right. They need 2 yards. And they called on Ted Coy, one of the captains, a senior from Belleville, Texas. From the Coy family. His dad, his brother Ernie, played for the Longhorns.
And that was the power play. The first 2 plays came off the option. The defense, when they're standing high looking for the option, it's very tough to be done, and they're low enough to stop.
Formation, wishbone tees to the right is Spire. On the 32. Worcester loses the ball. Great pursuit for the Arkansas men up front. Side, Spire has a flanker. And that's Coy. Lynn Garner, one of the first men in, along with 49 Bobby Field. Right, split end left. And cut Spire, losing the ball, it's still loose. And Arkansas comes up with its 3rd fumble recovery. Number 24 is Terry Stewart.
Spire breaking behind the linebacker, hooking, making a marvelous catch, and then losing the ball. It's kicked around by everyone.
On the play, Arkansas at their own 47-yard line, 1st down. Determined Bill Burnett is in Texas territory. But number 64, it's 2nd and 3rd now for the offensive team at the 46 of Texas. And 86 is Mike Campbell. Getting away.
give you some idea of how the quarterback ought to operate. Dicus is on the right of the screen. Montgomery is set now. Dicus whirling. Montgomery, now the rush is on as Dicus goes to the ground. No one to throw to. Montgomery starts to run, but watch this nifty fake here. He faked the throw and ran right by the Texas end. Got off the hook. First down, Arkansas.
At the 31 of Texas, Maxwell, who threw the block. Appears at White. Fine young Texas lineman. Injured his left knee, now being assisted to the far. Here are the Razorbacks in the lead 7-0 with 9 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Montgomery. Dicus. Touchdown. 29 yards. Let's see that play, but again in slow motion.
It's a beautiful play. Dicus to the right of your screen, starting downfield. Montgomery dropping back. This time, this is exclusive, of course, the split screen. Dicus taking a little inside break. Montgomery getting beautiful protection this time. And Dicus cuts to the inside. And Montgomery delivers the ball perfectly on target. Here's a great block. Beautiful block by Reese, and Dicus, or Morrison rather, and Dicus walks into the end zone. Great execution, marvelous play.
At the 31-yard line, 2nd and 7. There is the knee of White, who was injured a little earlier, Carl White. He's going deep, it's floating out there. And another error by the Longhorns, the 5th. Dennis Burner. Dicus, the far side. Out the flat, there is Dicus. Well, the varied offense of the Razorbacks, moving the ball out to the 39.
Totally healed, believe me, he's some quarterback.
Dicus, who has 5 catches for 96 yards. And Dicus and Reese, 20 of 25 to the far side on 3rd and 7 from the Arkansas 41. There's Burnett. Maxwell blocking Burnett. It's first down, Razorbacks. So, third quarter, 14-0, Arkansas, the underdog.
Important now because of McLeod's great field goal ability. He's got a strong leg. He could probably make one from here if he hit it just right.
And a fine defensive play. Both by the defensive secondary covering the receivers is Villatessa's 77 and 65 in White. Scott Palmer higher to the near side. And Bertelsen out of bounds at about the 31. And let's see if he gained enough for the first down. It appears he did. Yes,
For the first down.
Texas now from the 31. And that was Jimmy Street trying to loosen up the tough Arkansas defense. Len Garner on the tackle. Worcester. And it's looks like a first down. He's had 5 errors, however. From the 44. Bobby Callison going to work immediately. Confident. The Arkansas team is really confident today. From the 49 now, it's 3rd down and 5 for Texas. And it's completed somewhere in the vicinity of the 43. Enough for a Texas first down as Spire makes the catch.
To the right of the screen as Spire cuts across very shallow. Street set up, and you can see the Arkansas defensive men started to move to the left of the screen. They'll come back.
Consuming drive. 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the Arkansas 44. Bobby Callison. substitute fullback to the 42, and Cliff Powell again on the tackle as time expires. The end of the third quarter here at Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville, Arkansas. The score, the Razorbacks 14, Texas. The Commander-in-Chief, following this game, will present a plaque to the winning team, and on Monday night at 9 p.m., ABC will carry his live and in color press conference. Now it's 2nd and 9 for Texas. Start of the fourth quarter. Jimmy Street in trouble. Gets away. There he goes. And Texas is on the scoreboard. 42 yards. A resourceful run by the quarterback.
Again, Street back to throw. Everyone covered, he runs, and when you're coaching, this is what gives you gray hairs. You have a quarterback with individual brilliance break a touchdown play when it should have been a loss. And they're 2.
And Street. What a heads-up play by Jimmy Street. He has just made 8 points for the nation's #1 team. On the play, number 72, Rick Kersey, the defensive left tackle for Arkansas, was injured. 14 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in the ballgame, Bud.
And the fortunes of war changed.
Right. It's time out here at Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville, Arkansas, with a score. Arkansas 14, Texas 8. Morrison out on a pattern. And it's Dicus. Tackled by Danny Lester. And here's that third down pass. Down the middle. And it was complete to Dicus. Covering on the play with a marker down now, Richardson, as a result of a penalty. And here's a procedure call against the offense. 3rd and 9. Warner shared the Southwest Conference crown 8 times. They're going after it again today. 3rd and 9, and at the same spot, he hits Dicus. Campbell on the tackle, and it's the 38th catch by Dicus this year.
Montgomery has all day to throw it, and watch that ball zip between the 2 defenders.
Now coming from the Texas 38. Montgomery. And in on the play is number 84, Tom Campbell. John Reese, number 25 of Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Reese breaking to the outside here, then turning back to the inside, moving back. And here comes the ball. A very hard pattern to cover. The comeback pass after you've driven downfield back.
One to Dicus, and a marker is down in the secondary. It's a first down, and let's see where the ball is spotted.
Let's watch it again. Here's Dicus on the left of the screen going downfield, and this is Steinmark coming up on man-to-man coverage. He didn't want to let him get by, and you can see him holding him as the rush is on Montgomery, but there's no question about that call.
1st and goal from the 9. Montgomery. He, however, gains 3 yards on the play to the far side. Dicus opposite. And Texas gets an interception.
Believe me, that was a... Montgomery rolling to the bottom of the screen. Dicus breaks to the outside. He appears to be open. The pass is just slightly underthrown, and there is the intercept.
Carey coming into the game. And there he is. And getting out to the 26 for 4. 64 is Cliff Powell of Eudora, Arkansas. The split end, Cotton Spire. And it's complete to Randy Peschel, who gets his first catch of the day, number 40. And for the Longhorns, who started this drive at the 20, they have come out to the 41 on a 15-yard play and a 1st and 10. Now from his own 41. On the end around, this is Spire. He's at the 40-45 midfield into the Arkansas 45. Play in this drive, 1st down. Ted Coy, stopped by Cliff Powell, inside the Arkansas 40, 39-yard line, and there's a 39 hash mark, which is Ted Coy. And Arkansas has recovered another Longhorn fumble.
The option play. There's the fake to Wooster. Street is hit and tries to lateral as he's going to the ground. The ball was slightly overthrown. Coy can't quite control it, and as he reaches for it, he's hit. Arkansas recovers.
Gordon McNulty picking up the 4th fumble against Texas. From the 42, Arkansas's Burnett, number 33, stopped in a hurry. By Texas, won by Arkansas. 3rd down and about 9. And Montgomery. And the Texas defense led by David Arledge, number 89. In on the play, 77, Bill Atessis. Spire to the near side. 3rd and 5 for the Longhorns. About 5 minutes left in the game. Did not make the 1st down, missed it by 2.5 yards. Terry Don Phillips defensively, along with Dick Bumpus for the Razorbacks. And time has been called by the Longhorns as they have the ball at the 44 with a 4th down coming up and a little more than 2. It's timeout. Fayetteville, Arkansas, the score. The Razorbacks 14, the Longhorns 8. We have now a most crucial 4th down play again for the Longhorns at their own 43.5. And going for broke to Randy Peschel, and Peschel catches the ball. What a toss. With 4:26 left from the 13 of Arkansas. That is Ted Coy.
Slow motion. This is the power play. You can see the booster driving in and leading. There goes Bertelsen making a great block. Coy going off Bertelsen's block, then cutting back to the outside, breaking the tackle, and moving to a 1st down and the 2.
1st and goal. Touchdown, Longhorns, and they have the lead, or a tie rather. 14-14 with a point after or 2 coming up. 64 yards, 6 plays, 44 extra points. This is a big one. It's up. Good. Texas for the 1st time with 3 minutes and 58 seconds left in the game. They have the lead by 1 or get within field goal range from the 20. Here's Bill Montgomery. To Dykus. Out to the 25, and you notice, Chuck, he tried to get an extra yard there, but he had actually moved the ball up to the spot. 2nd down and 5 for Arkansas. Montgomery. Intended for number 88, Pat Morrison. And when the championship is at stake. 3rd and 5. And Dykus, with his 9th catch of the afternoon, only for a few yards, as Glenn Halsell makes the tackle. A television committee chairman.
They can go for the safe 1st down and then have 1st and 10 again, or they might try to go for the big one. I doubt it. It's a high formation.
2:51 left in the game. They trail by 1. And Bill Burnett. See where they unpiled. 1st down for the Razorbacks. 2:37, the clock running remaining. From the 30. Montgomery, first down.
Again, Darrell was saying if it rains, well, we will wear our cleats, but if the field stays like it is now, which is quite dry, we'll go with our normal rubber-soled shoes.
All right, still doing a little work on that shoe as we have a timeout at Fayetteville, Arkansas, where the score is Texas 15, Arkansas 14 at their own 42. Bruce Maxwell, the fullback, and a sure tackle by number 61, Scott Henderson of Dallas. Backs sending Reese to the far side, Dicus to the near side, 2nd and 9. And Burnett catches his 2nd pass of the afternoon, his 8th pass of the year, with Henderson, 61, forcing him out of bounds. And the Razorbacks are in Texas territory with a first down at the Texas 46. Arkansas now. It's complete to Burnett.
And once again, that delayed pattern out of the backfield is
live from Las Vegas. Now with a 2nd and 3, 1:22 to go. Here is Bill Montgomery. Trying to get Reese. Texas has come up with a big play. And very fitting, Tom Campbell, he and his twin brother, Mike, are in the secondary for the Texas Longhorns, and their father is Darrell Royal's chief assistant.
And that's their father jumping there, Chris. He plays, but none more important than this one. Reese breaking down the field. There's the outside break. Campbell moves in front, and Campbell comes up with the ball. And watch a little joy explode among the Texas players.
Bill Fleming. So I think it'll be a scene that you would certainly like as the final touch to this, the game of the year, as the nation's #1 team, Texas. And the eyes of Texas will undoubtedly be heard very, very soon on the far side of the field. It was a song written in 1903 by John Lang Sinclair. Let's listen. Frank Broyles, and it's a sad afternoon for Frank, the father of 6. And there are some of his children with him going to the locker room, but we'll see Arkansas meeting Mississippi and Archie Manning in the Sugar Bowl, while Texas, the #1 team, I would assume is well on its way to remaining #1, winning the national championship, and perhaps the MacArthur Bowl, which will be presented in New York Tuesday night. The National Football Hall of Fame dinner, where our colleague Bud Wilkinson will be inducted into the Coaching Hall of Fame, and President Nixon will receive the coveted gold medal.